Here are the top 5 things you probably did not know about the Neuschwanstein Castle. Fact number 1, it's not a medieval castle. Despite its medieval appearance and its setting on a mountaintop, Neuschwanstein does not date from that time period. It was originally called as Neuschwanstein Castle. Bavaria's so-called Mad King, Ludwig II, built the castle in the 1870s. He was inspired by the medieval castle that was depicted in the colorful murals of German myths painted in his childhood home at Hohenschwangau Castle. That castle is within view of Neuschwanstein. In fact, during his youth, Ludwig rode his horse in the vicinity of Neuschwanstein and decided to build a castle there once he became a king. So he had this fantasy of kingdoms and castles right from his childhood. So in 1867 he starts planning his own kingdom with castles and palaces so that he can be a real king. In 1886, Bavaria allied with Austria and fought a war against Prussia and lost. And from 1886, Ludwig II was no longer a sovereign ruler. Ludwig II never saw the final Neuschwanstein. He died in the year 1886 and the final Neuschwanstein Castle towers were not completed until the year 1892. Ludwig lived in the castle for only 172 days before he was kicked out from it. Ludwig was borrowing a lot of money for his opulent projects, and so his ministers rebelled against him and claimed he was insane. They got him arrested while he was at the Neuschwanstein Castle and was sent to an insane asylum prison. Under unusual circumstances, he was found dead in a lake while going on a walk with his doctor. The official reports say he committed suicide, but it's kind of debatable. Every year, approximately 1.4 million people visit the castle.
Just look at that place.
Fact number 2, it was used to store and hide Nazi-stolen art from World War II. Neuschwanstein Castle was chosen as the headquarters of the Einsatzstab Reichsleiter Rosenberg, the German art-looting organization. Its location is the main reason. It's far away from Berlin or other Allied targeted regions and close to the Austrian border. Although it was built to mirror a medieval structure, the architectural gem featured the latest technology of its time: central heating, flushing toilets, and an electric bell system for summoning servants. The cornerstone was laid in 1868, but the castle remained unfinished, which meant ample space for storage. And obviously the castle tour will hide this information from you. Most of the looted property stored in the Neuschwanstein Castle came from France, and it was this French connection that led the US Army into the castle. Hollywood even made a movie about it. It's called The Monuments Men. Fact number 3, it was built in admiration of a famous composer. Ludwig II was a fanboy and an admirer of the composer Richard Wagner. Sadly, Richard Wagner never came to the Neuschwanstein Castle. There is even an ornate singers hall inside, where Ludwig planned to hold performances, and the castle itself looks like it was designed not by an architect, but by an opera set designer. You can see this inspiration in the dramatic details of the castle. Inside, you'll find an artificial cave inspired by Wagner's opera Tannhauser. Fact number 4, Walt Disney was super inspired by this castle. Neuschwanstein Castle, with its limestone facade and deep blue turrets, is rumored to be the real-life inspiration for the castle in the Disney classic Cinderella, released in 1950. This resemblance, after all, is striking. But there is another Disney castle which looks quite a bit like the Neuschwanstein. And that's the Sleeping Beauty's castle in Disneyland. Before Walt Disney began constructing his Californian theme park, he and his wife took a trip to Europe that included a stop at Neuschwanstein. The representatives of the park told the Orange County Register that Disney did have Ludwig II's remarkable home in mind for Sleeping Beauty's fairy tale palace. Fact number 5, it's actually owned by the Bavarian government and not by the royal family. Ludwig spent 6.2 million marks on his dream project, which is now about 42 million euros, and the castle is said to be worth about 250 million euros right now. Real estate, right? Ludwig never intended to make the palace accessible to public. However, 6 weeks after the king's death, Prince Luitpold ordered the palace open to paying visitors. Neuschwanstein was a stable and lucrative source of income for the House of Wittelsbach until World War I. King Ludwig's castles were the main source of income for the royal family of Bavaria until that time. When Bavaria became republic in 1918, the government socialized the civil list. The resulting dispute with the House of Wittelsbach led to a split in 1923. King Ludwig's palaces, including the Neuschwanstein, fell to the state and now are managed by the Bavarian Palace Department, a division of the Bavarian Finance Ministry. Nearby, the Hohenschwanger fell to the Wittelsbachs, whose revenues goes to the House of Wittelsbach. Do you guys know any interesting fact that I haven't mentioned in my video? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to know what to do around Munich and where to travel, then consider watching this playlist.